Hi guys, today I have created the Flask API, RESTful API backend, and you can see here the list. If you type the students, then it will bring all the students and with student city, student class, student grade, ID, student interest, student name, America, student subject, what they are reading. Now see the code, how to bring it through the Flask app, RESTful API backend for managing a list of students. We have made a RESTful API backend for managing a list of students. So I have used the imports from Flask, import Flask, Justify and request. So Flask web server, Flask is a web server framework, and Justify here I have written Justify and request. It is used to send or receive JSON in routes, and SQL alchemy. So that is ORM for defining models and interacting with a database. I have used your operating system used to build cross-platform file paths. I have used Marshmallow. So Marshmallow for serialization, deserialization for models. It converts models to JSON, and now we can see the app configurations. So app Flask name, it initializes the app, and after that I have configured the SQLite. So SQLite as the local database stored in students.db. I have here made it students.db. You can see here. Mm, mhm. All right. So now we see the base directory here, operating system I have used, and then database and schema setup. So I have used DB database, SQL Alchemy app, and MA Marshmallow app. So DB is a interface to interact with database, and MA is used to create schema for JSON serialization and database model. So that it represents a students with fields like a name, class, subject, etc. And after that I have done another schema with Marshmallow. So with Marshmallow class student schema. So here MA, I have used MA.SQL Alchemy auto schema. So automatically generates schema from the student model. Mm, and here is automatically generates schema used to serialize and deserialize objects in JSON. Uh, and student schema. Uh, this is student schema is for single student, and student schema is for list of all the students. And CLI command I have used. So CLI command is for these commands help with database setup directly from terminal. So at app.cli.command, so you can write the query to create the database. It will be created db.create. So for that I have written definitions db create all, and db drop, then database dropped, and db seed. So it will be inserted all the to student entries. mm, Use them like if Flask DB created Flask DB seed. So DB created, it will create the database DB seed, it will be seed the data. And after that I have given the routes. So route I have given for hello from kids learning stations. So that's why on my site it was displaying this. And create student, after that I have created students CRUD APIs. So create, read, update and delete. So that is the full form of CRUD, and it accept JSON data. It accept JSON data and adds new students for if you create the student. So here I have create the student definition, create student, data is equal to request dot get JSON, and then get name, class, subject, interest, grade, city, and then read all. So read returns a list of all students, mm, and then read one, gets a specific student by ID, like at app route students. mm, Student ID methods get. So it will take the gets a specific student by ID here, and next is the update. Uh, Once we get specific details by ID, then yeah, we update the fields of an existing students. So method I am giving here put to update, and we are going to update everything about the students, and then so all the details we will update, and then after that we deletes the student by ID, and then run the server. If name is equal to main app dot run the work through. Start the Flask development with the server with debugging enabled. To summarize, I have used Flask web server and SQL Alchemy, that is the ORM, to define models, and Marshmallow is convert models to JSON, and SQLite local database for storing data. Full CRUD, like you can create, read, update, delete students for record. REST API, you can connect this backend to React frontend. That's it for today, guys. And let me know anything else you want to learn. API, RESTful API backend, and you can see here the list. If you type the students, then it will bring all the students, and with student city, student class, student grade, ID, student interest, student name, America, student subject, what they are reading. Now see the code, how to bring it through the Flask app, RESTful API backend for managing a list of students.